Hello everyone, Silent here, and welcome back to another episode of Bugrock of the Week. Today I'll be sharing with you 10 Bedrock Edition bugs that you absolutely love and adore. If you've been playing Bedrock Edition for a little while, then you're pretty much guaranteed to recognize at least one of the bugs from this video, whether it makes the game easier or if they're just super derpy, quirky, and silly bugs of Bedrock Edition. There is something here for pretty much everyone. And of course, as we know, Bedrock Edition has its fair share of good and bad bugs as well, so this is part 1. Part 2 will be releasing soon, and that is completely dedicated to Bedrock Edition bugs that you hate and might have even stopped you from playing Bedrock Edition entirely. So stay tuned for that video releasing shortly, or check the iCards if you're watching this video in the far future. This first one is one I don't think nearly enough people know about, and this is of course for creative only. However, it is so cool, and I think you're absolutely going to fall in love with it if you don't know about it already. So if you run this one command right here, you will get yourself a wolf, of course, and a baby one, but it is gonna be red. Entirely red. Look how cute that is. So we can grow up this guy real quick with some rotten flesh or really whatever you want to feed him, and then he is yo dog. Overall, they're not really like, you know, anything special, but they are specifically colored, and you can also run a command to give them a name as well, or just use a name tag. So now we got Clifford, the little red dog, and of course we got ourselves a shameless promotion dog up in here as well. Even if you did know about this bug, chances are you might not have known that you can actually dye these guys as well. That way you can have a completely custom colored dog, and you can do this for any of the main 16 colors in Minecraft as well. So just to give you a little overview, this is what all the different colors look like. They are absolutely beautiful. I really love the blue ones. It's just such a cool little weird bug that you can do in Bedrock Edition. One of the most what in the world bugs of Bedrock Edition has to be the bug where you could give an armor stand a fish or a piece of raw meat, and it would actually render that mob at the armor stand. So you'd have wobbly, flippity, floppity fish armor stands, you would have rabbit and chicken and slime armor stands. To this day, it's still one of the weirdest and most questionable things I've covered in this series. Another absolutely classic bug of Bedrock Edition is beacon factories. These things are absolutely one of my most favorite bugs ever. So basically, if you blow up a stray with a charged creeper, it would drop itself a wither skeleton skull, and of course you get yourself a ton of experience too. Now, as you saw, there wasn't really that many strays there, but we still got ourselves 30 wither skulls. Now, I've heard on the grapevine that this is actually going to be fixed in 1.17, so use it while you can, especially if you have a beacon factory built already. Get your skulls. Although chances are you probably used your beacon factory once and then ended up with like 40 stacks of wither skulls and never need to use it again. If you've ever encountered this bug, you were probably having a very, very good day indeed. Sometimes shulkers in the end cities can be doubled up or even tripled or quadrupled as well. So basically this means that you get like 4 shulkers per spot, which of course means that you get 4 times as many shulker shells as you would normally get. So like this one right here has 4 shulkers in it, and it's just absolutely magnificent. Now, of course, it makes the end cities a little bit more difficult to raid sometimes, but it's still an absolute treasure and can really save you a lot of time and end city exploring. I'm pretty sure this is still in the game as well, so if you find it, enjoy it while it lasts. If you've ever needed to make a very long ice boat road before, then you may have taken advantage of this bug where boats wouldn't recognize that they aren't on ice. As long as you had some sort of string or pressure plate or button on the ground, then you could basically make an entire ice highway using only like 6 pieces of ice or something. It was actually a really, really convenient bug, and it was so useful for nether travel and other such tunnels going around the world. Sadly, it has been removed, but it was such a useful thing while it lasted. No video talking about bugs you love would be complete without mentioning Trident Killers, of course. These things are an absolutely wonderful Bedrock Edition exclusive feature. They originally started off as a bug, however, they're now marked as won't fix on the bug tracker, and it's just one of the best things ever. These are absolutely amazing kill chambers that can be made in an infinite variety of ways. They give you experience, and they give you the looting effect too if you're holding a looting sword. Basically, this is the saving grace of like most Bedrock Edition mob farms. If you're building a mob farm on Bedrock, it should have a Trident Killer like 95% of the time. If you find yourself more into the exploit and glitchy side of Bedrock Edition, then you may have found yourself in possession of an illegal block or item, such as a bedrock block, a portal block, or various other tile blocks that we definitely should not have access to in the game. To this day, there's actually a surprising amount of these that can still be acquired. I even made an entire museum dedicated to these on Truly Bedrock Season 1. Now, over the years, there have been absolutely hundreds of these different tile blocks for all kinds of weird and mysterious things. It's a very unusual feeling owning a block that you shouldn't, because it's definitely illegal. Most other players likely do not own it, but you do. If you've ever owned one, then you know the feeling, but it's kind of hard to explain. Anyone who's played on the minigame servers before pretty much guaranteed recognizes some form of speed bridging, and these are a really easy thing to do. You literally just hold down like 3 buttons and you are good to go. It is honestly ridiculously easy and super overpowered. It's definitely either a lifesaver or a life taker, depending on how it's being used in your game. And if you're someone who uses this regularly, you know you enjoy it, don't lie. Fans of villager trading will remember this one dearly, and that is the fact that you could have gotten any trade with any villager for either a single emerald or a single item that they wanted. So you could give 1 stick to a Fletcher and get 1 emerald in return, and then you could take that emerald to a blacksmith, for example, and buy any piece of diamond armor for 1 emerald, like a diamond sword or a full set of diamond armor, or you could go buy any enchantment book in the entire game for 1 emerald, as you can see with this guy over here, Silk Touch for 1 emerald. Even better is the fact that you could build your trading hall around a zombie spawner, and that would allow you to get these trades basically infinitely, because whenever they summoned a zombie villager, that counted as you curing a zombie villager, so it applied the discount to everyone in your trading hall. Seriously overpowered. And of course, you can't go without mentioning Torch Bug as well, or Soft Inversion. This is a way of activating or deactivating a redstone torch in some unusual and peculiar ways. It's kind of our equivalent of quasi-connectivity from Java Edition, having to do with pistons and redstone torches. It doesn't function anything like quasi, but it's kind of in the same category of like bug, but also feature, but also bug, but also feature that we really like, and that's really useful. So, as you can see, it's got a different variety of uses. This too is marked as won't fix on the bug tracker, so it used to be a bug, but now it's a Bedrock exclusive feature. And you can't go without mentioning swimming in air either. This is just too much of a fun bug, so you gotta swim against the ceiling, hold a jump, and then you can basically swim in air. This is really useful for a bunch of different zip lines and different things like that, and overall, it's just a really fun, quirky bug. You can use this for all kinds of parkour, or like slithering across the ceiling in caves or ravines. It's super trippy, but make sure you don't let go of the jump button, otherwise you're gonna fall down. A couple of honorable mentions here at the end is that the baby zombies of the game, when wearing a mob head, will have a huge head, like absolutely massive. It's just so adorable, and such a cute little thing that you can do with the baby zombies in your world. And then of course there was also a really fun bug with the baby Zoglin during the 1.16 betas, where it had way too small of a head, and it was kind of creepily cute, as Zoglins are. So those are my picks for the funnest Bedrock Edition bugs that make you love this game in a variety of ways. Let us know what your favorite bugs that you love are down in the comment section, and of course let me know what bugs you hate as well. There'll be another episode coming soon, or it's already released if you are from the future. Anyway, that's gonna do it for today's episode. I hope that you have enjoyed. If you have, then consider subscribing if you are new here, that way you don't miss future videos. Consider leaving a like on the video as well. It helps out the video and the channel a ton. I'll see you guys down in the comment section, and in the next one, thank you so very much for watching. And then there was silence.